I'm alive. I'm alive. Oh, I know nobody's expecting me. So let's see what happens. It just started raining again. It's not hard yet. And a cat outside the door. I just fed that cat too. Oh well, people are sleeping in the middle of the day, except for a few who are in the middle of the night. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, I know we got a lot of people who are celebrating Mother's Day. I'm I'm tired. Hey, nobody yet. Am I even alive? Happy Mother's Day. Send a few messages. Happy Mother's Day. I've been so busy, I haven't been able to do that. And I don't even know if I'm forgetting anybody. It has been one long Sunday. It started a little before 7 this morning, me getting up and out the door somewhere close to 7:30. Oh, and it's in the video that I'm working on. Should be going out later. So I don't want to give it away. I think I might have chose a bad time to go live, but I'm just got in the house, and I thought somebody else goes live tonight, 8 or 9 o'clock. So boy, oh boy, oh boy. I want to go check and see if I'm live. I ain't even got one person yet. I must be really popular. I know I'm not, but okay, let's see. Go here. Click here. I got something there I need to look at. I might not be live, I just think I am. Says I've been live for 5 minutes. But I ain't even finding it. Let me try YouTube Studio. I don't know what's going on. I don't think I'm getting out. All right, something ain't right. See, YouTube. Maybe I'll find it here. Yeah. I'm live. All right, if anybody comes on here, I'll be back. What time is it? Yeah, there's one. Somebody signed in. Hello, somebody. I was getting ready to close it out. Come back in a little while. I done been on 7.5 minutes and nobody come on. I was starting to wonder if I was live or not. I know some friends go live this evening, so I thought I would jump on here and take a chance. Maybe somebody seeing me on there. I'm not seeing no comments. I want to spend my hour. Doodly 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 doo. I don't know. Well, I got shows. Let me say something to myself. Well, at least I do know messages are going up there. I'm gonna have to. Them baby chicks are getting some claws on them. I mean, they're making the red stuff run. You know. They're nailing me pretty good. Lost one last night. That's the first one we've lost. I don't know, just laying there. Rest of them doing pretty good. I've got what was it, 35 over here. That should be uh, I done forgot now. Oh, 10 more days. 10 more days. 10 more days, and we'll know whether or not they are going to hatch or not. I've candled every one of them after the first week, and they all look promising. So, well, I said I didn't do the end row. I just said that's enough. They were also positive. So there was only 4 or 5 that I didn't candle. But they all look promising. So I have a bunch of baby chicks here again. So we've got roughly, well, we lost that one, so we're got about 102 babies or small chicks. About 17 of them are really small, and that's not counting what's under the chicken that went broody, and we just let her stay on her eggs. She hatched some. I have not messed with her. I've made sure she had water, and I've made sure she's got food, and I've left her and her babies alone. She seems to be happy. I hear them chirping in there. So I did see 2 the other day stick their head out, so there's at least 2 in there. One of hers didn't make it. Get down. Go on. Well, now it says I got 5. But I don't. Is anybody typing anything? Apparently not. Yep. I'm going to be signing off before anybody gets signed on. This cat. Hey, I fed you. No, I'm not feeding you again. This cat wants to eat all the time. Roberto. Hey. Hi. Cat ain't got the brains to get out of the rain. How's it going? Oh, lunch break. There's adventures with me and T. Happy Sunday to you too. It's been a long Sunday for me. I just got in the house. Well, maybe 20 minutes ago. I said, well, let me jump alive real quick and see who might accidentally see that I'm on, because nobody's expecting me. And I know somebody else goes live tonight, so I didn't want to wait too late. I didn't want to wait until they went live and be on at the same time. And oh, yeah, 24-hour shift. I meant to ask you something, and I thought about it the other day. You said you fixed up old cars. I was curious what you were working on now, or if you had one you were working on now. Yeah, I don't know. It took me a little while to. I sit here almost 10 minutes. I've been on 15 minutes and 40 seconds. I sat here 10 minutes and nobody was here. And then I got to wondering, am I live? Am I really? Is it just saying that? I figured at least one or two people would have seen it, you know? And it took me a minute to find it on my phone. But it is what it is. Any big birds been running around? I thought them cats in that video was going to set up a booth and collect money and popcorn for them birds to watch the cat meow fight. Yeah, I kind of had that in my mind too. Uh, but I was going to stay on the almost 8. Then I was going to run up the road here and grab me something. Well, maybe not. We'll see. I started my morning probably about 2.5 hours earlier than I would have normally gotten up. It was a unexpected morning. It's coming out in the video in a little while. Whenever it gets finished downloading, oh, it's finished. Oh well, uploading, whichever one you want to call it. I did send Neil a email. He might be asleep now. Let's see. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning over there, I think. Uh, 12 or 1. He might be doing his sleeping before he gets up in the middle of the night. Uh, he went to a concert and he did take some pictures, and I was hoping to catch him and he'd share it. But maybe if we don't do it tonight, then uh, I'll kind of advertise it a little bit. Just the way things have been around here, I don't know if it's kind of hard to schedule a live right now. I'm exhausted right now. And Tammy, I thought might be up because if she works I don't know if she works tonight or not, but she's usually getting ready to go about 11 o'clock. But she might, who knows what her sleeping schedule ended up being today. I know working nights, sometimes you don't get no.
Motion detected in the front yard.
Sometimes you don't get no sleep in the mornings. You end up sleeping later in the evenings. And then sometimes you get off and come home and just go to bed, and then you end up being up for a few hours before even time to go to work. Especially when you got things you have to do when places are open, get off work and go do it. Well, we've had cow and a dog of a day here. This thing ain't moving up like it was. Yeah, Neil might be building a UFO. Yeah, I think it's 5 hours. Germany's 6. I think it's 5 hours. It's midnight there, 1 o'clock in Germany. You're trying Georgia. I'm not too far from trying. It's across the mountain. It's 45 minutes, 35, 45 minutes, depending on which way you go. Trying. Yeah, trying across the mountain. Yeah, at least they're not like Budweiser. Oh, today they were everything you could think of except Budweiser. If you watch my video tonight, you'll they have a reason that they I would be surprised if I didn't see them hopping down the field, not walking, not trotting, not running, but hopping. Yeah, Brandon's Brandon's a little bushwhacker. I think he just likes to play with him. I want to tell you, it's they're when they're little, they're fun to play with, but they don't forget it, and they can hurt you. Thinking they're still little and they're still playing, they can really, really hurt you. I mean, like pin you against a wall and take your breath away from you. Things of that nature. Neil's little concert wasn't that far away. I think he had a good time. TMMA Farms. Well, thank you. But yeah, there. I mean, I go 6 miles down the road here. Instead of making a left, go to Walmart, make a right, and take 136 right across the mountain, and there's Shrine. But, that cat. I don't know what's wrong with that cat. Why it's at the door. There's Tammy. Happy Mother's Day. It's been a long day, Tammy. And uh, it's uh, I don't like the way they did this new thing. That cat is now on the porch trying to come through the kitchen window. What is wrong with this cat? I just fed it, so I know it ain't hungry. I closed the door because it wouldn't leave the door. And it just bounced up in that window there. Some yard work done. Well, we ain't done much of nothing as far as yard work goes today. In my video, in one time, I heard myself walking when I was editing it. I heard myself walking in the water and the grass. I said, "Oh, you can hear the water." Yeah. Before I emptied the rain gauge, 4 inches of rain. It poured down last night. I think it was after 5 o'clock this morning before it started slacking off, and it quit somewhere. It was almost 7 o'clock or about 20 to 7 when I thought, "Oh, it got quiet. It just quit raining." But we got a lot of rain, and it's raining. It's sprinkling when I came in, and we're supposed to have thunderstorms tonight. Next 4 days of rain. No, 4 more days of rain. Not just the next 4 days. In the past week and a half, we haven't went 24 hours without rain. Sometime me and Manny was talking about it. We haven't made it a full 24 hours without some kind of rain. One day there wasn't a. One night it wasn't a heavy rain. It was just a short drizzle, but it rained. You can track somebody real good right now. If you had to track somebody, they couldn't step nowhere without you following their footprints. I know. Tammy, did you? I sent you an email. I asked you, did you experience any of the earthquake? But not one drop has fallen. Oh mercy. Ah, it's been overcast and cloudy, but no rain. Upper 90s. Well, it's probably raining just somewhere close to you. Uh, Tammy, pretty soon you'll have to go through you'll have to work your way through a jungle to just go visit Mama in a bubble. I mean, oh cat. I keep hearing it meow, but I don't see it. It ain't in the window now. It's not at the door. I opened the door to come back. Cat's cat's gone wild. I'll make a video of cat gone wild. Uh, yeah, y'all got your own little bubble personality and everything right there. It's just all right. All runs together. I don't know where you at, kitty cat. Outside that window somewhere, that thing. Oh, I hear the rain. Pretty big drops. Not heavy, but big drops. And it quit. Uh, you didn't feel any of the earthquake? They said they felt it as far south as Atlanta. And is there any little historical towns up there in that central part of eastern Tennessee right there? I'm sure there is. Cat's never scared. Unless it's trying to tell me something's coming that I don't know about. I hadn't I hadn't seen her buddy today. She might be missing it. Yeah, it's supposed to be 55% chance of rain right now, and we're getting just little sprinkle spurts. But that was some big drops just now. But thunderstorms are supposed to start at 9 o'clock tonight. Okay. Look at all that rain percentages for the next 4 days. 65, 95, 75, and then 40%. And then we got Thursday and Friday, no rain. Then Saturday and Sunday, Monday and Tuesday is all 45 to 50% chance. Again. Manny was planting a garden over at the 120, and the only thing he's done is get some the fish drowned. I can believe it. That's about the truth here too. Uh, they're looking for dry land. Ah, that's just rain. It's just big drops of rain. That's why I say it wasn't raining hard. It was just some great big drops. But it quit. Didn't do it very long. But I emptied the rain gauge. We're going to see how much we get by morning again. Well, you live with Mama. You might have a hard time finding your way home then. Oh, Rosemead State Park. Nope, never heard of it. It could be some. Well, most little towns wouldn't be noticed. There's a lot of little, what I call old towns. Early 1900s. Still got a lot of old buildings. Uh, they nothing that draws a lot of attention, and a lot of them. And in fact, a lot of them are very little there, or it's developed a little further out from it. Nope, not tonight. I haven't. Uh, they did comment on my video last night. Nope, never heard of that one either. You know, it's kind of like Dant, Virginia. There's nothing there where I was born, but it's a little hole in the ground in the mountain. Uh, Abingdon, Abingdon, Virginia, is an old town right off of 81 there, but it's also a new town. It's it's flourished. It's big, but there's some old buildings there. No state prison. Oh no. Hmm. I'm looking for some place to go to just explore a little bit, within reason of leaving and coming back overnight. You know, one go out and come back the same day, come back the same afternoon. Uh, but I'll talk to anybody, and if I get to some little town, I see somebody that looks like they've been around for years. You know, looks a whole lot older than me, um, which isn't hard to find. Uh, you know, what? Hey, do you know anything about that place? And trying to find out some history. Oh, I'm looking for an ink pen now. I've lost my ink pen. I'm getting good at that, but I'm getting good at clicking too. Uh, Harvard City, Indiana. Grandparents are from Bristol and from Abingdon. See, I got relatives. I got cousins. That's all I got left is some cousins. They live in Abingdon. Uh, Trying to tell you that the cows are jumping on your truck. They might be jumping over it. No, but the cows uh, have been relocated. I don't want to give too much away. Oh, now it's back at the door. That cat's never been in the house. That's an outdoor cat. What's the matter with you? Huh? You want to come in my house? Come on. Sure enough. No, you're hesitant about it, ain't you? Yeah. Yeah. You don't really want to, do you? Huh? Oh, you want to do it? You gonna come in? Now you think you know? No, back out the door. Okay. Well, she stuck her head in here anyway. Let's see. Come to Tennessee World. Two. Been here most of my life. Uh, hmm. Mountains. Well, that'd be interesting. Guess tourism. I've been there. Been to Monroe. Now the old cotton mill. I'm not looking for some place to do a whole lot of walking. Basically, old buildings, old, uh, you know, early, uh, early 1900s that's still standing. Uh, Maybe that was used during the war or that type of stuff. How old is the? I don't know. That was uh, that was originally a wild stray cat that just showed up here, and we started. It didn't leave. It kept sticking around. I guess it liked the dog food, so we started giving it cat food, and it ain't never left. Same way with the other one. Both of them. We did catch them and get them fixed. They'll let you pet them. They'll rub all under your legs and your feet, get under your way when you walk, and yeah. Well, I opened the door to see if you wanted to come in. You didn't come in. Stuck your head in and back out. And but if I had to guess, based on about how old it looked young when it showed up around here. So it's probably 4 or 5 years old now. That are an old town that is literally not developed any. You know, that has just survived and just like I don't know if you go back and watch where I went to my home where I was born at. Uh, Dant don't have nothing, and but everything there, the old coal miners' houses, and people still live in them and stuff. What was that? Oh, really? James Earl Ray was? Oh, boy, that messed life up moving to Atlanta. No, 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 no. Get down. Get off the screen. What do you want? I don't know what the cat wants. I don't know what. I did feed him. Oh. What? What? Here, I'll open the door. Do you want to come in? Come on. No. Door's open. You coming in? You coming? Oh, you coming in this time? Come on. Come on. Come on. You actually did it. All right. Oh no! I started to close the door. Run right back out. Yeah. Yeah. Say hi to everybody. Look. You want to be famous? Look. You're on YouTube. No, you can't use the door for a rubbing post. Ah, got me all out of whack here now. Well, Tammy, that's what I was looking at was central part uh, of Tennessee. You know, below Kentucky, somewhere. I figure some of them up in them back roads, I'd run across a lot of stuff. That's just I want a I want a day trip, 2 or 3 hours one way and 2 or 3 hours back, go and come, and just enjoy the scenery, if nothing else. Did not look for the cat. Wow, that she came in the door that time, but as soon as I started to close it, zoom, turned right around and took off. Well, she got some food, and she run all around me, brushed all up against me. Sound like a great road. Yeah, just something relaxing. When they get back, I'm gonna probably sleep for 3 days. No, I'm gonna tell you, and I take a lot of pride in my house being clean, but uh, it's not that bad right now, except for coming in the door here and the floor. Shish kebab. I need, I need to, I need to mop. But after everything else the past 2 days and all the rain, uh, it's it's been a challenge. Some kind of dog. Adventures with me and T. What kind of dog? I was looking for the cat. Dog's hungry. Where's the cat? Yeah, I gotta, uh, to realize. Well, I remember when we didn't have any red lights here coming down the highway. We had a caution light where there is now a traffic light coming down the hill there at the Dollar General. And uh, the next, the post office and the gas station there's a traffic light now, and there wasn't always. In fact, that's where Scott and Peter got hit by a drunk driver uh, crossing up that run the stop sign there. Pulled right on the highway, just come right across and nailed him. What was weird about it was they bought the car. They borrowed the money to buy the car, and they were going down to pay it off. Back then, we did a lot of 90-day notes. 90 days, use somebody else's money, type thing. And but they went down and paid it off at the bank down in Lafayette. And on the way back, with title in hand, got run over by a drunk driver. There are Georgia Highway Got several puppies and a tote on the side of the road. Oh, you went and brought some home. Huh. I understand. Yeah, exactly, Tim. I'm just, I'm just that way. And uh, we collect the eggs and we sell them. And Scott or Peter, they usually handle the crating and cartoning them up and cleaning them off if they need be and all that. Well, that station is right now set up beside my sink. I haven't used my stove since they left. I can't remember the last time I used my stove. I mean, so therefore, I have about a dozen egg cartons sitting on it, plastic ones, them clear ones, and six. Let's see, I got the eggs. I got 6 dozen eggs over there right now. I'll take them on up there in the morning or sometime tomorrow. I'll probably have 8 in the morning. Let's see. I understand. The last time I was over trying, Christina's mama needed. We were trying to get her an ID, and well, she needed something showing her name changed to my last name, and neither one of us had a copy of our marriage license. So I had. That's where we got married at over there, and I took a trip over there, and they've got a whole new courthouse. They got a place to charge up an electric vehicle out there, one of them electric vehicle chargers. I was like, what? Come on now. Uh, let's see. I remember when we had 2 gas stations, a barbecue place, and of course we've had the college has been down there for years. But there wasn't no traffic light there, and there's a traffic light there now. Uh, we got used we used to have a gas station on the first corner. What in the world is popping up here? And used to have a gas station and a gas station. I remember when we didn't have the post office there. That post office, it's been there a long time now, but I can't tell you how long. But it wasn't there for a long time too. In fact, there's a story behind that post office. When they built that post office, the guy that was contracted to come in and pave the driveway and blacktop it, never put the blacktop in there. He did it and painted the parking spaces and all that. Well, one morning I was leaving out and going over and making my left hand turn in front of the post office. You couldn't get in the parking lot. The whole parking lot was tore to pieces. Like somebody took something through there and just dug it all up. The whole entire thing was just dug up and big old hunks sticking up. You'd have got the bottom of your car hung on it trying to drive in there. They didn't paint. and he got tired of waiting on his money, so he went in, he went in there and tore the whole driveway up. And lots of chicken houses. Yeah, we got some chicken houses around here. In fact, the family we sold the fruit stand to has a chicken house. Yeah, he tore that lot all to pieces. I'm talking about he buckled it up. I'm like, what in the world happened there? Well, a few days later we found out. Well, he waited and waited, and they told him when they would pay him, and they hadn't paid him, and hadn't paid him, and he got tired of playing games with them and said, "That's my pavement. I'll do what I want to with it." And he just tore it up. They wasn't using it for free no more. Needless to say, they had to bring a lot of dump trucks in there and dig the whole thing back out. Hey, Neil, there's Neil. Neil popped in. Good to see you, Neil. Happy Mother's Day. Had yeah, that was I can't remember what the outcome was on that. Somebody else did the pavement up, repaving of it. He didn't do it. I might would have done the same thing. Well, I used to have a government contract with the military, and when I pulled one of their trailers to a location, I always come back. They paid me the same with a trailer, without a trailer, with an empty trailer, or with a loaded trailer. I got paid the same as if I was loaded all the time. And one time I went out, and you always come back from the military base back to the military base to Fort Gillem. Uh, you always come back straight back. There wasn't no pickups in between. You didn't deal with customers and all that kind of stuff. You just dealt with the military facilities. If they had a load of stuff they wanted sent back, well, you hook to it and bring it back. If they didn't, you grab an empty and come on back. And it was a good gig for quite a few years. Uh, Paid really, real good too. And well, one time I was I went to Newport News, Virginia. Dropped the trailer. They didn't have nothing. Grabbed an empty and was on my way back. And on the way back, uh, I get a phone call. And I had one of them telephones back then that just mounted in the truck, and you couldn't carry it with you or do anything. You just had to have it in the truck. And I said, "We have a big favor to ask of you." And I said, "Well, you know me, I don't do favors." So I sent you an email, Neil. I figured you must have been asleep. And well, anyway, they said, "Well, we need you right there on Interstate 85 in South Carolina. We need you to pick up a load for us. All you do is back in the door, and they'll load it, and you close the door and leave. And we'll give you X amount of dollars for making the stop." I said, "Okay, no problem. I'll do that." And they're expecting you. And I wheeled in there that afternoon. And I backed up to the door and I went in and told the man what I was there for. And he goes, "Have you got me a check?" I said, "A check? No, I ain't got no check. I just pick up the freight." I said, "I usually don't even do this." And he goes, "Well, I'm not loading your truck until I get paid." And I said, Paid for what? For the load?" He says, "No, for X." He named off, I forget how many thousands of dollars they owed him. He says, "They've always been slow about paying, but this is getting ridiculous. I ain't seen no money from them in 6 months, and I can't stay in business like this." I said, "Well, buddy, I don't know what to tell you." I said, "I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to pick up the order. If you don't want to give it to me, I'll call and tell them, I can't pick it up." And so he didn't want to load me. So I went out there and called him and told him. I said, "He says he wants a check before he loads another truck." And they said, "Okay, just come on empty. Come on back." So I left without it. Let's see. Four times a day. Well, Neil, you're always supposed to be expecting something. Jeepers. I'm If I didn't clean mine out every day, I'd have so many I wouldn't know what to do with them. Well, Neil, did you really, really enjoy the concert? Was it really, really, really good? Neil, did you take any pictures, pictures, pictures? Yeah. Well, I don't think they knew he was going to do it neither. Refused to load it. Uh, okay. I'm just an old truck driver. I'm not here to do nothing. He kind of barked at me at first, and like he was, and I told him, I said, "Sir, I have nothing to do with that. I just drive that truck." I said, "I'm your friend. If they owe you money, I agree with you. They need to pay you." Before I left, he had changed his attitude towards me anyway, but he was griping about them. And I said, "Well, it's not my place to pass that on. You need to call and tell them yourself. But I do have to call and tell them you won't load it. So see what they want me to do." The concert was fun. A few of us got to play. Oh, well. Did they stop the song and somebody win a cake or anything like that? They paid me. They paid me monthly. I turned my stuff in. They paid me every like clockwork. I had never had a complaint. Uh, I turned all that paperwork in every month, and I turned it in every week, but they paid it. They paid it on the first of the month, but I was right there in their face. I was right there like, "All right, I turned that load in, that load in, that load in. Yep, yeah, that's two round trip, round trip, round trip." Uh, it didn't matter if it was loaded or empty or bobtail or whatever. It was just a matter of movement. Point A to point B, point B back to point A, and starting out back and forth. And, I'd have the mileage totaled up there, and they would compare it to what they had, and they'd write me a check. They wouldn't do me that way, but once, 1 month. They got one over 1 month behind. They wouldn't have my truck pulling their freight no more. Neil, do you got any pictures downloaded? You want to share them with Tammy and adventures with me and T and Melinda. Melinda, how are you doing, Melinda? I guess I put you on automatically, won't it, Neil? Uh, hey, all, I've been so busy today. I met myself coming in the front door. Wow, it's been a real long day here too, Melinda. Hmm. Just, I'll, yeah, I'm going to start doing me a little research on a little road trip. Find me some little country roads and just take a day to myself. Get home whatever time I get home that night. I just have to plan it with the weather. Make sure there's not going to be no rain. Hello there, Mr. Neil.
Oh, I made it.
So you had a
I
good
should have
time?
bought. It was fun. It was fun.
Well, when you did
Yeah.
that musical chairs, did they when the music stopped? Did
The,
everybody sit down real quick and?
the thing with the musical chairs was when I got there, I checked online the day before, and my where my seat was, the seat next to it was empty. So when I got there, I thought I'll move over one, so I'll get a slightly better view. I was still at the end, but I didn't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I thought I'd move over one because it turned out the guy that was in the seat next to that, he'd bought two tickets and his friend couldn't come. So he put he sent that ticket back and it was still not sold the day before. So I moved up one and I thought I have a much better view.
There
Well,
you go.
a little better view. And anyway, uh, I settled down and it's getting towards the start of the concert. And I go off to get myself a drink, come back, and someone had bought that ticket for that seat. So I went back to the seat next to him, my old seat. I thought, okay, great. As the concert started, I noticed that the seat and the row in front of me, which was in front of where I was in D19. I moved to D18 and then back to D19. And then I noticed that C18 was empty.
Oh.
So I moved forward one row and forward and over one row. And I watched the first half from there. I thought, great, better view and a little closer to the stage. Only three rows back instead of four. So anyway, stayed there for the first half.
Yeah.
Interval comes. I go off to get myself a drink and to do what you usually do at half time. And I come back and there's a couple that have moved into seats C18 and C17. And the guy that had been in C17 was now in C16. But a woman had come from they had come from the cheaper limited view or restricted view section, but where I'd moved forward, someone else from the restricted view section had come and sat in my seat. So I come back and now I haven't got any seats.
Well, did you have to stand up?
So anyway, uh, the couple that was, the guy that I'd been sitting next to at the start, and a woman behind, that was now in my seat said, "Oh, this was his seat." She said, "Do you want me to move?" And those other ones said, "Well, no, we came from the cheap seats, the restricted view section." She said, "One of us can go and sit back there, and he can have this seat back." And I thought, okay, so what? The husband went off back to the old seats. I went to sit back down again, and then a little bit further along, he says, "Oh, it doesn't matter. We can all move up a bit," and they all moved up a bit. So I then had to get back up again so she could get out to go and get her husband to bring him back so they all sit back. So we had a little game of musical chairs for the whole thing,
Yeah. You
but it
know,
was fun.
Melinda, Melinda's mom is eating strawberries. Wow. Well, I'm glad she's still eating something.
I was hoping they had some new merchandise there because on their website when they sell stuff, it's usually old. It's programs from previous concerts and albums. That's basically it.
Yeah. What was the name of the group that you went to see?
Libera,
Okay, Libera.
yeah,
Okay.
I should have pen. That was it.
But
I could have had.
you needed a pen, doing those musical chairs to write the notes down.
Well, I mean, like I say, I managed to sit in 4 different chairs for the whole concert. 4 different seats I sat in for the whole concert. So it was quite entertaining. But this pen it's a weird pen. It's you got the usual pen bit, and then you've got to stuff the stylus thing on the top, and then down the other end, for some reason, that's best left unknown to me is they put a little light.
Well, I say you can hold it up during the concert.
Yeah, they're doing the concert doing the old
Yeah.
uh, but it was either that or a tote bag, which unless they were selling T-shirts and things like that, there's no reason for me to buy one.
Well, Tammy wants to know if you saw any of the concert while you were playing musical chairs.
Oh yeah, watched the whole concert. I've got a new voice that I'm going to be listening out for because I've told you about Luca before, that other
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Well, he's not in the choir anymore. He's got a bit too old for it, and with his new career, his own personal career,
Yeah.
going so well at the moment, he's concentrating on that rather than the actual choir side of things. He's actually off to Los Angeles in July because he's been nominated for a Youth Academy Award.
Oh, cool.
So that's how well he's doing. What was that? I suddenly heard music.
Melinda used to burn her fingers with a big lighter. Oh, you got any pictures to show us where you went?
I did take some pictures. The thing is, it was a 10-minute. Well, I actually I went down to Lewisham first, into town, down at Lewisham here first, and had something at a cafe because you go up to London, you pay tourist prices for everything. You know, you're talking about £2. It cost me £2.80 for a small bottle of water. You know, I could buy one of those large bottles of Lipton peach tea, but for less than that. But
Yeah, I hadn't had a Lipton peach tea in a while. I'm thinking about it now.
they're on special offer at my Sainsbury's at the moment. So the big ones, I think they're £1.70 something. I might get a couple.
And
Uh,
we got them big bottles now. If you
oh,
buy
you've got those big bottles now.
only if you buy an individual bottle, they don't come in 6 packs or 12 packs. They're
Oh,
just
no. But I ever buy one at a time anyway. I've got to
oh,
have some. I've got a tiny flat. I can't bulk buy anything. You know.
problem is I wouldn't drink one that big. It would have to go in the refrigerator, or I'd waste it going somewhere and carrying it with me because you got to refrigerate them after you open them. They sour. Well, you got earrings.
Oh, I've got some earbuds in at the moment. I've got some earbuds in at the moment, and it's weird. I'm not used to using them for this sort of thing. It was either that or these big things, and I don't like wearing those all the time, you know. But
Yeah.
I did get some pictures. I mean, there's nothing special, but I went down to Lewisham, and basically from Lewisham Station to London Bridge Station is less than 10 minutes on a train.
You got a picture of
Uh,
the cathedral, didn't you? You said.
well, yeah, the cathedral's it's literally next door to the station at London Bridge. So my journey, whereas going to Ely was a nice long journey, a nice long trip, going to London, going to this concert was sort of like hop on a train. 15 minutes later, yeah, I'm at the concert. You know,
Yeah.
so I'll just try and find the pictures I took.
Yeah, Melinda, I was trying to wait till after I do my next blood work
Uh,
before I drank any more tea.
okay, I've got I've got some pictures. Let's see if I can drag them up.
Tammy wants to know: did you stop by where she works?
What?
Did you stop by where Tammy works at?
Where's she work at?
Oh, somewhere there in Tennessee.
Nah, not quite.
Train didn't go that far.
Let's have a look. I've got a what you can share pictures here, but the thing is, by doing that, I don't know whether or not I can. I'd have to share each picture separately, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas this way, I should be able to just share. This is the concert I was going to.
Yeah.
You know that the picture on that there is that was taken at Ely Cathedral. That picture they used on that. You may recognise it from that lantern thing at the top.
Yeah. In concert.
Yeah. Uh, I have to. I didn't think of that. I'm going to have to do something slightly different in future. I'm going to get myself a set of extending speakers, extending screens on the laptop. So I've got one on the left and one on the right.
Yeah.
You can buy them for laptops. You just hook them on, and then sort of like you have extra screens. But you go from that,
Oh, there we go.
getting up to London Bridge, and of course that's St Paul's, which is the Big Brother Cathedral to the one we're going to. Uh, quite a bit bigger, actually.
Look at that, Neil. There's Eric.
Yeah, well, I did send him a message saying that we was here, or you was live, but clearly he didn't get a notification either.
That's London Bridge right there.
No, that's Blackfriars Bridge. I'm actually on.
That's a
Yeah,
train.
look. No, I'm actually on London Bridge. I'm standing on London Bridge, taking a photograph from London
Oh,
Bridge.
okay.
Um,
So it didn't look like London Bridge.
that's
Oh,
some of the. So this is London Bridge.
yeah.
You know, it's a little bit boring than the one that they keep talking about falling down.
Ah,
This one stays up.
ah, no fun at all.
Mm. There's some of the more famous landmarks that you see up London. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know who would want to work or live or whatever that building's for. I don't know. It just looks like a really bad telephone, and then you've got the cheese grater behind it. You know, it's weird. And the old faithful Tower Bridge.
There you go.
You got
Melinda,
HMS.
Melinda's
Bottom,
asking about what kind of music it was.
it's a choir.
Yeah.
They sing choir music. That Libra sing all sorts. I mean, I highly recommend everyone goes and checks out their YouTube channel.
Look like Dallas. That's what
So, huh?
Melinda said it looked like Dallas, Texas.
No, that's the thing with London. Because of all the bombing in the Second World War, you got a real mix of old and new
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I think you saw that from the Ely video I did.
Yeah.
You know, it's a real mix.
That's
But going to London, it was just sort of like just wasn't worth. It's I was on the wrong side of London Bridge taking this. I didn't feel like taking on the traffic to cross over and you know get some better shots. You've got HMS Belfast down there, and just along is the good old-fashioned Tower of London. And if there's ever a picture that sort of like shows the difference between old and new, that is it. You know, something that's several hundred years old, still there standing there in the middle of all this new stuff.
I do too.
Recognise that? That's where that's London Bridge Station. If you remember when I was coming back, that is where I'm standing. Yeah, on London Bridge.
Right.
And when I get to the bottom of London Bridge,
We didn't
there's
look.
the there is Suffolk Cathedral. It's literally it's actually literally at the bottom of London Bridge. So
Hmm.
that's how close it was. It wasn't really one that I could film a journey or anything like that. It just wasn't worth filming, if you know what
Yeah.
I mean. It was more of a snapshot thing. But it's still a beautiful old building. It's not particularly big,
Yep.
but you know, it's still got the signs of the age and the old Gothic look.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, as you can see, it was a pretty nice day. And like I say, you can see that's how close we were to London Bridge Station. London Bridge Station is literally at the bottom of that the Shard. Now, at the front of this, if you look just behind that parked car, you've got a newer section. That was only built in 2001, and they did a really, really, really good job of
Kept the integrity.
blending it in to fit the
Yeah.
rest of the cathedral. You know, it's you know that is there's a meeting hall there. Just to the left of it, near the back of the car, is the cathedral shop, and they even built a small cafe where I paid £2.80 for a bottle of water.
You ain't gonna forget that, are you?
No, I mean a smoothie, just a small smoothie, was of nearly £6.
Hey,
You know,
Meg.
and I just forgot to take some with me. You know, and I just like the details on these on the cathedral where you. I mean, who's going to see up the top there? Who's going to see all that?
Yeah.
You know, they've got a crown on the top of the flagpole, and you know,
Somebody with some binoculars.
well, I don't think they had too many people with binoculars back when this place was built. Not too many, I wouldn't have thought. But you know, the inside, you know, that's what I'm not a religious person, as I've said before, but I still love churches.
Yeah. Ain't that beautiful?
I really do. I still love churches. I love architecture where they've.
Draw that in for us so we can all the way to the back there. Can you do that?
I've got plenty of pictures, so you know, I can
There
I
you go.
can zoom in a little bit.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow. How old is that?
Uh,
You know.
off the top of my head, I did know.
Yeah. Well, lean
I
over.
did.
Lean
I
over.
did
We'll look
know.
on your head.
I think it's about 700 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure.
But if it's the top of your head, if you lean over, we'll see it.
I actually went to see the head gardener the other day, get my hair cut. And there's looking back the other way. You've got the font at the bottom there, and of course the beautiful stained glass windows. And
Yeah. Adventures with Me and T. Neil did a long one here. What has it been a year, Neil?
Ely was last year.
Yeah. There's one where he went on a long trip and had spent the night and all that. He did one. He
Yeah, that
come,
was Ely Cathedral. That stand that they had
yeah. He come back that
at
with
the
us.
entrance was taken there. That's the one where I went up to the top of the tower. I wish the weather had been this nice that day. But I mean, you've got these vaulted ceilings.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah,
Melinda. I bet even somebody that wasn't even good at yodeling would sound good in there.
they've got these
Yeah.
vaulted ceilings.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. You've got great acoustics in most churches.
Yeah.
And I say most churches because some of the more modern ones, they've been uh, acoustically designed, and you lose some of the atmosphere
Yeah. Kind of
because of the
like
way they've been designed.
I know some of them old cathedrals and stuff. It just sounds like it just flows through it when you hear it. When
Well, I told you about Ely Cathedral's the Ladies' Chapel, the Queen's Chapel or something,
yeah,
uh, where if you clap, you go like one clap. That will echo and reverberate for 7 seconds. Can you imagine trying to sing a song in that sort of attitude, in that sort of environment? You know, where you've got to listen to everything else at the same time, and it's just going to end up with one mega mess of noise.
yeah.
Uh,
Just,
but you know, up there, a bit up further, as you can see, they've got a nice lighting setup for the concert.
yeah,
This venue is so small, whereas with the Ely one, you saw the orchestra at the front. The string section was right up the back of that section. The percussion and piano were on to the right side, and the brass section, I think, were on the left side. But they had them dropped all around, and none of them could see the conductor.
yeah. Where's he at?
Which, huh?
Where's he
Well,
at?
that's just it. None of them could see the conductor because these dirty, great big stone columns in the way. And basically, they must have used one of these sound system feedback. You know, when you see a concert, they wearing these earpieces and they're listening. Yeah. Well, they can have a tick, what they call a ticker, where it sort of like goes for the tempo and that sort of thing. And then you can set up a little alarm bit saying, at this point, it's 1, 2, 3 in, sort of thing. So they must have used something like that, because otherwise, there's no way at all whatsoever the orchestra would know that it was time to start. They wouldn't have a clue. So
Melinda
the
Season thought somebody was yelling.
so that's. I also, if I was one of the boys from the choir, I would be somewhat nervous about singing in front of people with that thing hanging over my head.
Yeah.
That thing is enormous.
Adventures of Me and T. You need to go back about a year when he shared his last journey with us.
Go back
Um,
into Dean's lives. When you go to his channel, go to the live section, and in there, from last year, round about
architect.
the concert was in June, and I think it was another month or two before I was able to
Put it
do the
together.
actual live with you. So it'd be sort of like June, July, August sort of time.
Yeah, but there's some craftsmanship. He got some good video of some inside.
Well, that thing was really old,
Yeah,
and that was there on the bottom there on the left here. You've got their lighting set up.
oh, they let you right there to take a picture.
Well, they can't stop you. You come in down the back,
Oh, okay.
and they're set
So
up
you
there.
walk right by it.
They don't mind you. They don't mind you taking pictures. It's only filming the concerts and videoing or recording or anything like that. They want you to do that the concerts themselves. But they have no objection to at the beginning or the end you take a picture or something. They don't mind that. They accept that. I mean, at the end of the concert, I actually got to talk to the director. You know, uh, they they don't lock you out, sort of thing. You're part of Libra.
Yeah.
You know, but you've got the lighting set up there, and a little bit sneaky is you got down there all the plans of where the lights were set up and what
Yeah.
they do and that sort of thing. So that was that detailed. And then of course up here you've got a 32 track audio mixer.
Yeah.
So,
Some guy, some
sorry,
guy,
36 tracks, sorry.
some guy just lost one of them the other day off his vehicle, and
Well,
it took he was posting it on local pages around here,
hmm,
begging people, and somebody who lived in a house who saw a vehicle pick it up. Come to find out, it was a Tennessee cop that was coming through here that picked it up. But he finally got it back. But it was like from Friday to Tuesday or Wednesday before he got it. That when he lost it and when he got it back, he was crying the blues for people to help locate it. He even reported, and the sheriff's department had a lookout for it.
well, they've also got radio mics. Each one of these antennas represents 8 channels of audio
Yeah,
mic, of radio mic. So each one of these antennas can take 8 channels of sound, and that's for the soloists, so that their voices can be controlled separately and that their voices are picked up clearly in a concert environment. So now, for some reason, there was this camera set up at the back. It was the only video camera set up. So I don't know if they videoed any of it.
oh, I'm sure they captured some of it, or if
Oh,
not,
they had a professional photographer. I know because he leant over my shoulder a couple of times. so, so I might be able to find some shots that are roughly round about where I was sitting. I'll find some of those on their website later. But that font at the back there as well, it's another work of art. That they don't just make things that sort of like a
yeah,
bowl with legs. This is a work of art with legs, and it gets used as a font. So this was my view from this was from C18, 3 rows back, C18. So that's the view I had. And as you can see, the actual concert area,
that's one of the views you had.
that is the main view I had. That's the one where I spent most of the concert. But you can see the stage area set up for the stage.
Yeah,
It's tiny, and like I say, you've got the string section was right down the back. Off to the left there was another music section. Off to the right was another one, and you can see where the conductor is. The conductor's standing down here. Nobody can see him. The only ones that can see him are the boys that are singing in the actual choir. So it
God bless
was
Melinda. See you later, Melinda.
it was quite an event. But at the end, like I say, they don't mind you taking a photograph. Now there's, I believe, about 35 40, yeah, but about 35 kids on stage there.
Yeah. But you got a picture of a picture.
Yeah, I know. And that annoyed me because that person in front didn't need to hold their phone up so high. Because if you look in front of them, the person in front of them is short.
Yeah.
You know, I'm short. So I had to sort of like try and hold my phone up even higher than they had their phone up.
You were standing in a chair.
I would have had it, well, I came pretty close to it, but I did manage to get it slightly higher. But, you know, they got
It,
their traditional robes on.
uh, well, are those the kids that you posted some songs on Facebook?
Yes, that was them. That was them at. They were on Songs of Praise earlier this year.
They are really good.
They are fantastic. I mean, you listen to the harmonies and what you see there. It's they could have done that in one take. If they didn't have to move the cameras around, they could have done it in one take. What you hear there is what you get at the concerts. They are really that well disciplined when it
Yeah.
comes to the singing.
Yeah.
When it's outside of the singing, they're not quite so well disciplined. You know, they're just everyday kids, but
Yeah.
they have such a professional approach to the singing. Any one of them could make it as a professional, but you know, there was one kid that whose voice stood out, and it's another voice I'm going to be listening out for in the future because he did a solo, and it's only his second year
Yeah.
in the choir.
Tammy, Chestnut Hills goes live what in 30 minutes? 9 o'clock. That's why I came on early so that we get that in and out.
Something you'll see at local concerts, the London concerts and the UK concerts that you won't see at international ones are the ones they call the mini boys. The mini boys are ones like they joined the choir, say, I think these ones joined around about August last year. So then they're newbies, and you're talking about 7 year olds,
Right.
and there's four of them there,
Yeah.
all taking part, and there's another three or two and a bunch of flowers there. You know, the choir they range from they start at age 7 and go up to the age of 17 generally. But like I say, at the end of the concert, you know they're perfectly happy for you to take pictures.
Yeah. Hey
And then they
Chris,
do,
and we got 27 minutes, Neil.
yeah,
So we
I'm
don't,
not sure, but I think that's the last one in that bunch. Yeah, that's the last one.
okay. If you got more, we
No,
got
there's no more. That's it. That's all I took.
okay. Uh,
uh,
yeah, so there's 7-year-olds.
They start off for 7 year olds. These ones, if you look at the on the left here, you know, I believe he is only just 7. He may be 7. I think he's 8. But I mean, they start when they're 7, so uh, you get 10 years of top quality training from real experts. And by experts, the director of Libra, the current director of Libra, was in Libra when they first started in 1999.
Mm.
In fact, most of the people that are there, the person that does the lighting, the people that do some of the musicians, were former members of the choir themselves.
Yeah.
So, that's basically it.
How many? How many of them? How many do you know of that's went out on their own after?
Oh,
Get I
several. I mean, you've got. I think most of them tend to do some sort of music thing after the choir, unless they leave early for some other reason where they don't sort of like know about it. Uh, but as I say, people like Luca, who's basically started his solo career a little bit early.
yeah.
Then you got
He took right off.
yeah, Josh Medine. He's another one that he's doing quite well. Uh, Tom Cully, I believe, is doing his own music, but nothing particularly special. There's Isaac London, who's
All
doing
right.
all sorts of things. There's just loads of them that have gone on to do some really good stuff.
Yeah. God bless, Tammy. See you later. Have a good night at work.
Several of them have gone off to do their own thing, and they're doing quite well out of it. So you know, it's good training because they most choirs they teach you to sing, yeah, to sing songs, and that's it.
Yeah.
This, Libra, they teach you everything from reading music. Every one of those kids, probably apart from the mini boys, but every one of those kids, you can give them a sheet of music that they've never heard before, and they could sing that
Yeah.
perfectly.
Right.
They also teach them breathing techniques and things like that, how to look after their voice. I mean, for the day before a concert, if they go out to a sports hall and they're playing games and things like that. There's no shouting allowed. They're not allowed to call to each other. It's a weird thing where you see them and you watch them playing football and things like that, and all you can hear is the football being kicked.
Don't.
No one's saying a word. They're all saving their voices.
Uh,
So there's all sort. They teach them all sorts of things, and that's one of the reasons why they sound so good. Uh, they also, during every concert, they give a demonstration of their harmonies. Now,
I know.
you've,
I know some people I need to start taking them lessons. Tell them they're going to be in a concert in 1 week, so they won't. I think it's a good idea.
it's it, that where most choirs you'll have the trebles, and then you'll have the sopranos, and then you'll have the bass, and you'll have the tenors, and they've all got their own separate part. This choir, they treat music like they would an orchestra. So it's the right voice for the right part. You wouldn't use a trumpet for a part that's designed for a violin, even though they can play the same notes.
Yeah.
You know, so they find the right voice, and they use 7 or 8 part harmonies, which
If they don't learn nothing else, they learn discipline.
yeah, they learn how to in a choir. It's not all about singing; it's about listening.
Yeah.
So you listen to what the others are doing, so you blend your voice in. You don't sort of like overpower it or anything like that. And you can tell from the results of the those songs that you heard on the Songs of Praise videos that they do it beautiful. They work more like an orchestra. That's why I don't call them a choir. I call them a boy voice orchestra.
No, Chris, I wasn't saying, but I do know some people personally. And they probably say the same thing about me. I wish he would start taking singing lessons.
I don't sing. I could, with some lessons, I could probably sing, but I had a great voice when I had a great voice when I was little, and now I just have a voice that grates. So I've gone from a great voice to a voice that grates. You know,
Oh, I bet you can sing better than you think you can.
I can sing in tune, but I've just got a horrible voice now. It's I haven't sung properly since I was 11, 12. I haven't sung since I was since I was a
11
kid.
or 12. That's when you should have sang your worst because your voice is starting to break.
Oh, well, that's just it. At that age, between 10 and 12, that is when a choir boy's voice is at its best.
Yeah.
It's it's still got the soprano side, the treble side going strong. But of course, they've now got more lung capacity and their posture and that sort of thing is somewhat better. So they end up with much better voices, and that's when their voices tend to be at their best. So this boy that I was listening to at this concert, he sang a very difficult song. It's a difficult song because it's sung soft. It's all sung softly, and I don't know, you may or may not know yourself, when you're trying to sing softly, it's very difficult sometimes to get the notes out.
Yeah.
You sometimes have to push the note out. This kid nailed it, absolutely nailed it. Every single note sung beautifully softly every single time, all the way through. He
Wow.
didn't miss a single note. He didn't have to force a single note. It was just there. So, and he's probably only about 8 or 9 years old now. So I am looking forward to hearing what his voice sounds like in 2, 3 years' time,
Yeah.
because he's probably going to sound phenomenal, like Luca did.
Well,
If they sound that good at that age, then they're going to sound fantastic when they're about 11 or 12.
well, Neil, thanks for sharing with us. I was looking forward to it for a few days. I even had you to concert before you got there.
Well, I mean, there's a thing that I tend to do at every concert I go to. I I make a point. I make a point of always getting a program, and I keep all the old programs in little black plastic folders,
Oh,
so that it protects them from light and keeps them clean.
yeah.
But I always get signed copies
There you go.
of all their programs that I go to. When I go to the concert, I get signed copies, so I can look back. I buy all the programs, even the ones that I don't go to the concerts. I buy the programs on their website. But when I look back through them, I can see if they're signed. I know I went to that concert. But normally they're only signed by the ones that are at the concerts. And I've counted all the signatures on here, and it looks like I've got the whole choir. Even the ones that weren't there.
Wow.
There's something like 40 signatures on there.
Yeah.
So I always make a point of getting a signed program for any concert I go to.
Yeah.
It,
It's
just for memory's
yeah.
sake,
Yeah.
because I'll eventually have gone to so many
And
that,
you might personally run across one of them one day and become friends with them, or just have a chance to
well,
talk to them.
this was a beautiful thing about this concert. Usually, when they go to a concert, when they do a concert, they go by coach and they all go in together and they all come out together.
Yeah.
But this is a local one. They're all from London. They're all South London kids, and this is a South London cathedral. You know, they're all sort of like, they pop, they hop on like me, hop on the train, get there in 10, 15 minutes sort of thing. You know, they're all local. Some of them probably just live down the road.
Yeah. And one
You
day
know,
you can step back and go, oh, do you
but
remember this? Do you remember signing this?
but that Southwark Cathedral only had, for security purposes, it only had one entrance and one exit. Everyone went in and out through the same door. So I hung back to wait to make sure most of the people were gone before I tried to get out, rather than join the crowd and try and squeeze out through the door. And as I was leaving, I was chatting to one of the staff there that was working on the door, and one by one, the boys came out in their Liberal uniform, not in the robes, in the proper Liberal uniform, which is like a blue shirt. It's like a school uniform type thing, but they've got a proper uniform.
Yeah.
One by one, they came out in their uniforms, and I thought, okay, so I just stood there as they would come out, one after the other, with their parents, and just sort of like go, well done, well done, well done, as they came out. Yeah, I get the occasional thank you and things like that, but it was nice to actually be able to thank them individually.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It'd be a lot.
not just to say that I've done it, but so that they knew they
Oh,
were appreciated
right.
as individuals.
Let's see. Eric says it's been fun. It was thinking that it's been a long time between lives.
It's even longer for you, Eric. You're late.
Yeah. Let's see. When
I was late. Oh, yeah, it'd been on an hour before I realised he was here.
I need to go back to the beginning. Well, you didn't miss much earlier.
You didn't miss much. I was an hour late myself.
I was
Dean sent me an email, but I don't check those very often.
I sat there about 15 minutes going blah 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 blah.
Yeah, so there was a shortage of notifications as well. I didn't get a notification. It was only because I refreshed my YouTube page, because I do that I saw Dean pop up as being live and having been live for about an hour. So I thought, is he waiting for me?
Well, Neil, we better get off here because less than 15 minutes, Chestnut will be on.
Well, I may or may not pop into there. It's.
That'll give everybody that.
I think I think they actually make a point now of skipping past any of my comments.
So that people wants to run to the refrigerator or wherever they might want to run to before they come on. I need to go down and get the eggs real quick before. I'll probably be a little late myself.
I may pop in there, but I don't tend to chat very much in there anyway.
Yeah.
I'll go in there. Eddie's maybe. I don't chat so much in the bigger lives, simply because
a lot of times here lately I've been usually laying down already, and I'll lay there and listen. I don't really look at the comments most of the time. I just lay there and listen till they say something about something that I want to say something about, and I'll make a comment, and then I might look.
Then you have to wait about 15 to 20 minutes for them to actually get to it.
Yeah. I done been asleep and awake again,
That's the problem. That's the problem I get with making comments on some of these things. I usually respond to something they've actually just said.
What's
you
funny?
know, and then later on they read your comment and they're thinking, what's that? What's that about? It's about something you spoke about 20 minutes ago before
Yeah,
you got to this.
yeah. That's well, they look at each other like, "What are you talking about? Huh?
You know, so when I post a comment, I try and put a bit to, to say what it's about.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, we appreciate you sharing with us.
it was fun. It was a fun concert.
Yeah, I waited. I had you at the concert and back, and had you already enjoyed it before you even got there.
Well, the concert ended. Well, it started at 7:30, ended at 9:30.
Yeah.
I spent half hour there, and by 10:30 I was at home. You know, that's how far away it was. You know, it was. I was home by 10:30. You know, so
Well, let's tell everybody bye.
yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Yep. Eric's saying he may as well be the late one.
And my video for today tells my story. It was a long day for me. I am actually tired right now.
I'm actually halfway through that video.
Yeah.
I'm actually halfway through that video, so I can't comment on it just yet,
Yeah.
except for the fact that you've got cows everywhere again.
Well, y'all have a wonderful evening. God bless. Happy
Those
Mother's
two,
Day.
those two go away for a break for a week and a half, and it's chaos. You know? There's cows everywhere.
Yeah. Y'all be good.
You've only got three of them.
Stop giving away my secrets, man. But God bless. Remember, Jesus loves you.
You know.
And I'll
I'll
talk
see you
to you.
later. See you later, everyone.
See y'all.
See ya. Bye.